Hey guys, Happy New Year, and I just want to go over some of the goals that I have for this year. And the biggest one with regards to YouTube had to do with doing a lot more yoga videos. It is a huge part of my life, and I have been trying to figure out the best way to present yoga to the community, and I think what I've settled on is a very beginner's basic flow. You can add to it if you have the experience and you feel ready to do so. Otherwise, it's going to be still 5 exercises. We're going to have a brief warm-up in there, and then I'm going to go through some of the poses a couple times. So you'll have the opportunity to maybe add to the flow if you're ready to do that and you know where to take it. Or you can just work on expanding those poses, maybe deepening them and working on strengthening, breathing, and just experiencing 30 minutes of pure bliss. So I wrote out a pretty good list of what we're going to go through so you guys can read through it. We're going to be starting off today in downward dog. And there's going to be a brief hold there, and you can stretch out to start, but we're going to basically be holding it, trying to work on strength and feeling our way through difficult postures. So grab a block, grab your mat. Let's start in downward facing dog. And if you need to come out of it sooner, then I give you the cues to do that. Drop to your knees, take a couple moments, and then we'll come back in when you're ready. So I always lengthen my downward dog from my stance in plank. Hands spread out, rooting down through thumb and index finger, and then stepping all the way back, straight legs. From there, without adjusting or moving hands or feet, just lifting your hips up. Bend the knees, especially if there's a lot of tightness through the hamstrings. I just want you to pedal the feet, so bending a leg and driving that heel all the way to the back of the mat, and then switching and doing the other leg. You can just feel where it's tight. Maybe it's through the calf, maybe more through the hamstring or your low back. And then settle in, taking deep, full breaths through the nose. So inhale and exhale through the nose. And it's a pretty silent breath. There is some noise to it, but you probably won't be able to hear it on your end. So just listen to the sound of your breath. And let's go for 8 breaths to the count of 5. So you're inhaling and exhaling, each for 5. 8 cycles through. From there, we're going to take a couple sun A's. We're stepping to the top of our mat. These are big steps, trying to get your foot to the top of the mat. Then take your hands right next to your feet. And I want you to inhale and try to straighten your spine. And that might mean coming up a little bit higher. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time rising all the way to stand. Inhale, reaching those arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to go through this 3 times. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale. Stepping to plank. Feel free to drop your knees, lower halfway down, and then inhale, low cobra, knees lifted, and then pressing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, stepping with the other foot this time all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, bending the knees. Exhale, fold forward. Rise to stand, arms reach out, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, bending the knees, fold forward. Gazing forward, flattening the back, plant the hands, step to plank. Lower halfway down, modify to the knees if you need to. Inhale, low cobra still. Thighs lifted, pressing all the way back, downward facing dog. Last time through, gazing forward. This time feel free to lift the hips, bend the knees, and try to jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Feel that length through the spine. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest, maybe upward dog. Otherwise, modify to cobra, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Dropping to your knees, big toes touch, take child's pose. That is your warm-up for today. We're going to transition to our first pose, which is low lunge. So on hands and knees, you're going to step right foot to the top of your mat, and then lift the chest. So back knee will be right underneath the hip, and then right foot is a little bit out in front of the knee. Hands go to the hips. You're going to press your hips slightly forward, deepening the stretch into the left quad. That's a lot on the back knee. You can feel free to take the left side of the mat, fold it up so you have a little bit of cushion underneath that knee. Keep pressing forward. That's an option. If you feel fine with it, thickness of the mat is good, stay there. Option to reach arms up by the ears. Gaze straight forward and take 3 full breaths in and out. In and out. Inhale and exhale. I want you to grab your block. There's 3 heights here: low, medium, and high. Okay, the least flexible, meaning if we feel very restricted in our hip range here, probably keeping that block up a little higher. I'm going to do a medium height. Flat hand, thumb is in that grip as well. And then I'm going to take my right hand to my right chest, right to that pec. Lunge forward. Make sure I'm not dropping this left hip too much. It's staying up. Then I'm going to slowly feel my shoulder blades squeeze together. Reach that right hand up and take 3 breaths. to center, return the block to the side, take both hands down to the mat, and then curl the back toes under, step to plank, take a down dog. Couple of breaths here. And then dropping the knees down. This time left foot will step to the top of the mat. Coming all the way up. I uncurl the back foot. I didn't mention that on the first side. Make sure that you have pressure through that back shin. That helps to lift pressure out of the knee. And then you feel this squeezing through the inner thighs, lifting up through the belly. Hands to the hips. Lunging forward, feel that stretch now into the right quad. Both arms reach up by your ears. Breathing steadily. Take one more breath. Inhale. Fully exhale. Grabbing your block, going into the twist. Left hand on the block, and then take your left hand to your chest. This time you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Feel shoulder blades squeeze together, and then slowly reaching left hand up. 3 breaths here. Both hands down to the mat. Block will go off to the side. We're stepping to plank. Taking down dog. This time I want you to bring both feet together. Right leg will stretch behind you. Look to the top of your mat. Step your right foot all the way forward. And if we can't get the foot to the hands, take hold of the back of that right foot, step it all the way up, and then come up onto your fingertips. Try to drop the hips to the height of that front knee. Bend the back knee, and then come all the way up. Reaching right by your ears, straight arms, and try to get your hips as low as you can, sustaining a comfortable stretch through that back leg. Breathing through the nose, inhale fully. Feel that expansion of the lungs, and then fully compressing and exhale. Deep breath in and up. Hinging at the waist. I want you to lean forward. Putting a little bit more work into the front leg. Activate that right glute, hamstring. Take one more breath. Lifting the chest all the way up on the next inhale. Bend the elbows. And I want your hands to face the wall in front of you. Try to lift your chest. Again, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Lift your gaze up. Feeling that open expansion of your heart, of the front of your body. Maybe sink a little bit lower into the legs for another breath. Reaching up through your fingertips. Hands to the ground, step to plank. And downward facing dog. Left leg stretches behind you this time. Look forward. Step the foot to the top of your mat. Come onto your fingertips. Sink the hips. Bend the back knee. Inhale, rise all the way up. Breathing steadily. Leaning forward, arms stay by your ears. A little bit more work now into the front leg. Inhale, lifting the chest back up, opening the chest, feel that heart expansion. Inhale, reaching back up. Hands to the ground, step to plank, and then downward facing dog. Taking warrior two here. Right leg will step to the top of your mat. Back heel will lower on an angle. And especially when we're just starting out as beginners, you want to move your right foot over a couple of inches. So you have a wider stance here. My back foot is facing about 10 o'clock. I want you to come back up onto your fingertips, drop into the hips, and then inhale, reach your arms up, rise to that lifted chest. I'm going to take 5 breaths here. Good. Opening those arms out to the side. Keep leaning into that front leg while keeping the chest up. Reaching evenly through that back arm. I want you to gaze to your front fingertips. Hands to the ground, switching, transitioning through down dog. Stepping the left foot to the top of your mat. Lowering the back heel, widening that stance so you're not wobbling, feeling too congested through the hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And then opening those arms wide. Gazing through my middle finger. So I'm not just gazing at the hand, I'm gazing past it. As if I can see through that wall that's right in front of me. Hands to the mat, step to plank, take downward facing dog. Good. Let's drop to our knees, take a little break here. We're going to go through that whole cycle one more time. This time we're going to go a little bit faster, low lunge, couple of breaths. Watch me, flow with me. I'll cue it as we go, but I find it's more important to, in the back of your head, know that there isn't 100% A+ pose. It's about feeling the pose, feeling your body, and being open to taking those steps. As you breathe, feel your chest open. Feel your spine get longer. Feel your body open up. That is the whole point of yoga. It's not about just stretching or just breathing or just knowing what a pose looks like. It's about feeling it in our body every day. Here we go. Down dog. Stepping the right foot to the top of your mat. Dropping the back knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Left hand goes down, right hand comes up for a twist. Both hands go down, stepping back to plank. switching legs. Try to step that left foot all the way through. Drop the right knee. Inhale, rise up. Right hand goes down, left hand up for the twist. Left hand down, step to plank, take down dog. Stretch your right leg behind you, step it to the top of your mat, bend the back knee and inhale, high lunge or crescent lunge. Step back through to down dog. Immediately left leg stretches behind you. Step it to the top of your mat. Bend the back knee. Inhale, rise up. Hands down. Step back to down dog. This time without stretching your leg back, try to step your right foot to the top of your mat. Back heel lowers, then open immediately up. Warrior 2, right side. Hands down, transitioning to the left side. Five full breaths here. Hands down, downward facing dog. And then feel free to drop to your knees. Take a child's pose in between. Trying to open up low back through the hips. Coming up onto hands and knees, we're transitioning onto our back. And this one you will need a block. So if you don't have a block, maybe grab a pillow, something you can get underneath you that'll lift your hips up so it's higher than your heart and that your feet can be below your hips as well. Again, we talked about the different heights of the blocks. We have low, medium, and then high. I wouldn't recommend going high today. This is a beginner class, but if you do decide to do this video later on in your practice and you feel that your hips are open enough, your belly feels ready, your spine isn't compressed, then this is a great option, but feel ready for it. So I'm on my back. Knees stay bent. Lifting the hips up, slide the block underneath you. I'm starting out on the low height. And then I set my hips down. You want to make sure you feel safe on that block. So low back, sacrum is centered right on that block. And then we're stretching right and left leg out, letting the feet fall open. And you should feel a gentle stretch along the front of your hips. Take your hands either by your side, or you can take one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. But I want you to close your eyes. And we're going to take deep breaths. So if your hands are belly and chest, I want you to try to breathe through your belly. Inhale, fill your belly, your chest, your lungs, all the way up. Feel that rise. And then exhale, try to let your heart drop first. And then the belly as you press all of that air out. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more rounds, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just try to continue that. Couple more rounds of breath. If you feel like stretching your arms out to your side, try to lengthen the breath out, but keep it balanced so that your inhale stays as long as the exhale. When you're ready, toes will turn up towards the ceiling, knees will bend, lifting the hips up, slide the block out from underneath you. We're going to do pigeon on our back today, a supine pigeon. You're going to take your ankle, cross it over the knee. Make sure you're flexing that foot. That protects the knee, and then we're lifting both knees up. And I'm going to grab the back of my thigh, interlacing the fingers, and just try to feel your hips on the back of the mat. Try to square the hips off. So I'm not trying to favor one hip over the other. And then gently pulling towards your chest. If you're at home, if you feel relaxed, it might be nice to close your eyes. Try to keep a focus point on your breath so it doesn't become very chest and short breath, but it stays long and calming to your nervous system. And we're going to gently release that and do the other side. Ankle crosses over the knee. Flex the foot. Grab onto the thigh. You can hug both knees in. You can gently roll to one side, press yourself all the way up. And if you have a stronger yoga practice, if you want to take Shavasana or maybe a meditation, feel free to take that. But we always finish class palms together, hand at our heart. And the meaning of namaste is, it's a greeting, and it means that I acknowledge the light that's within each one of you. And when we say namaste from one person to another, I'm acknowledging the light that's within each one of you, the human element that's within each one of you. So, from one yogi to now another yogi, namaste. Thank you for a great practice today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look forward to having a lot more yoga come your way. I'm excited to do this series, and I hope that you guys benefit from it. Have a great day.